Hi guys, Richard here for another Haltech Workshop Feature. Today we're in Queanbeyan to talk to Grant from Extreme Street Performance. Let's go. So here we are at ESP in Queanbeyan with Grant, who's one of the business owners here. Mate, can you give us a bit of history about ESP, how you began, where you came from?
Yeah, we've been here for roughly 10 years, doing modified cars. That's basically all we know.
Always been into cars since young kids? Or?
Always.
Yeah?
My father was in the Honda Car Club, if that means anything, but yeah, it's been a lifelong sort of deal. Excellent.
And since being here, have you always been in this location?
We have. We started here roughly 10 years ago in Queanbeyan, and we haven't moved since. We are planning a move, but it's on the cards. We need bigger and better premises.
And is there something, I can see so many different cars here. You've got some old JDM stuff, new JDM stuff, new Aussie muscle. Is there something that you specialise in, or are you sort of a all things go?
We do everything. We do sort of specialise in the XR6 turbo range, everything from the BA through the FGs, whether it's a 6-cylinder through the V8, the supercharged Coyotes. We do a lot of late model Holden tuning and performance, so all the LS stuff. Basically, we do it all. If it's fast, if it's interesting, we're into it.
So you touched on the Barra engine, the Ford Barra engine, which is pretty interesting for me because we've been to a couple of workshops and they all seem to think that the Barra's on the rise. Is that something that you found yourself?
Definitely. It's definitely the up and coming, the new kid on the block. It's a great platform to start with, Australian engineering. What more could you ask for?
And a tough engine.
Very tough engine.
Right. So the new Haltech Elite Pro plug-in for the Barra, that's something that you'll be looking forward to using a bit more?
We certainly are. The plug-in for that car is going to be a game changer for us, and I think for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's great. Speaking of tough Barras, I saw a BA ute out the front. I'd love to go and have a look at it. Would you show me?
I think we should have a little sneaky at it.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.
Let's go.
Well, mate, we've seen some tough Barras before, but this is pretty next level. Let's start with the obvious. How big is this turbo?
It's one of Garrett's brand new Gen 2 GDX 55s with the 94mm compressor wheel in it.
So it's all the boost.
All the boost.
All the boost.
All the boost you can possibly feed it.
Moving things. Mate, there's some impressive stuff in here. I can see the 6-boost manifold. You're running individual EGTs off each manifold?
Each port has an individual EGT that's all logged and monitored by the Haltech Elite.
And does that sort of remaps as you go or gives you an alert? Or?
It's all set up through, I believe, individual cylinder trimming allows us to trim the cylinders throughout so you can see the difference in cylinder temperatures. And from there, we also have it set up so it'll do the engine protection again through the Haltech Elite. Amazing stuff.
That's pretty good. Jumping on top of the engine here, M&W, like huge M&W coils.
M&W, yep, it's a drag setup. As you can see, we had to put spark plug leads on to make our own custom leads for it. Dynamite, graciously dealing at Dynamite, he actually provided us with this bracket. This is off his actual race car, his 6-second Barra.
So
he actually donated that to us and he had to make it off his car, so he's a top bloke over at Dynamite.
Then moving over the other side, it's like a who's who of Aussie products, this.
It is.
Plasma Man on this side. 12 injectors?
Custom made 12 injector, 6 above, 6 below, dual fuel rails.
That's amazing. How big are the injectors?
It's got the 2200 or 220 pound injectors as a primary, and it's got 1000 cc's as a secondary.
That's fantastic.
It's actually the opposite way around, but.
And of course, this is a built motor. This is because you can make a whole heap of power on a stock
motor. Yeah, we can indeed, but we didn't want to take any chances, and with the sort of power we're sort of hoping to put out, we need a built motor. So Brad from Atomic actually originally built this motor for us, and then it's been apart and a couple of specs inside have been changed here in-house just to our liking, but Brad builds an amazing motor. So we did start off with this. This did start off as an Atomic motor. It does have a factory crankshaft in it. It is still a 4-litre.
Do you have an idea of power, or is it?
So far, we're struggling on our dyno to control it, strap it down, and keep it in contact. It's made 1,051 horsepower through the Turbo 400 on 26 pounder boost. That's on pump 85 too.
Amazing, isn't it?
It's not bad. It's a good starting point.
So Tell me, why a Barra? Is it something that you're doing a lot at ESP, or is it something you like?
No, we certainly do. Oh, look, we like them, but we do a lot of, it's one of our biggest things, Barras. We've been doing these cars since day dot, and it just showcases Australian ingenuity. These cars are Australian made, bred, and they're engineered, and they're truly phenomenal.
And of course, this is a ute, so you can't get any more Australian.
No,
than that.
this is a proper ute.
Really
get your VB tinnies and go out to your BNS. This is Aussie.
Well, speaking of being a ute, and we might go and have a look at the back end and see what the cool stuff you've got around there. So, and continuing on with the drag theme, it's a pretty serious sort of different and backer suspension in this.
It is indeed.
Tell us a bit about that.
It's a chrome moly sheet metal 9-inch housing. It's a 4-link with track locator, ARM track locator, full floater, 35 spine, 9.5-inch strange centre. We've got a carbon fibre tail shaft from the States, Willwood brakes. It's meant to handle the abuse.
So you'd have to say this is one of Australia's toughest BA utes.
We'd like to think so, that it would be the toughest BA ute, and definitely one of a kind in this country for sure.
Mate, we love it. Thank you so much for having us here at ESP.
Pleasure. Thank you again.
We'll
Thank
catch
you,
up with you
Haltech.
soon. Well, guys, that's Extreme Street Performance here in the ACT, doing some fantastic stuff with Barras. Remember, if you're doing some cool stuff with Haltech, we'd love to come and have a look at your workshop. So contact us via our website. And that's it. I'm Richard from Haltech, and we'll see you next time.